Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Let the record reflect. It is Tuesday, May 4th, 2021 at 6:32 PM. This meeting is being conducted pursuant to the Governor Pritzker's Disaster Proclamation and Public Act 1010640, which amends requirements of the Open Meetings Act due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Pursuant to the same, the village board finds that it would be impractical to conduct an in-person meeting with all members present. I'd like to ask at this time the elected officials confirm that they can hear one another. Clerk Therian.
Loud and clear.
Trustee Brady.
Absolutely.
Trustee Brennan.
I can hear you.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
I can hear you.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, I'll do that for the next one. All the materials are available on the village's website. We recommend the members and the public follow the agenda as posted. After members have spoken, I will forward public comment as follows. Once I, the chair, have a list of all public commenters, I will call on each person present at the meeting and afford them 3 minutes for their comment. Further time up to an additional 3 minutes may be granted by a motion of the board. Public was also provided the opportunity to submit a request until noon today by email to clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written request in the drop box at Village Hall to participate publicly via a live telephone call at the relevant portion of the public meeting. And the public was provided the opportunity to submit written comments until noon today by emailing their public comments to the clerk's office at tinleypark.org or by placing their written comments in the drop box at Village Hall. Written comments will not be read aloud. And finally, each vote taken in this meeting shall be conducted by a roll call vote. Madam Clerk, can you please call the roll?
Trustee Brady.
Here.
Trustee Brennan.
Here.
Trustee Galante.
Here.
Trustee Mahoney.
Here.
Trustee Mueller.
Here.
Trustee Sullivan. Here. President Glotz.
Present. Thank you. Item number 2, I'd like to adjourn to executive session to discuss the following. The purchase or lease of real property for the use of public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Do I have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you. A second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. We will adjourn to executive session, and we will be right back. Thank you. 3, consider approval of the minutes of the Special Committee of the Whole meeting held on April 13, 2021. Do we have a motion?
So moved? I'll second it.
Item number 4.
Call the roll.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Roll call.
Call the roll, please.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carried. Thank you. Item number 4, discuss Class DV liquor and video gaming license request for Durbins Express, 18250 Oak Park Avenue. Hannah, you didn't take that one, or?
Sure, thanks, Mayor Glatz. So this is a request for a liquor and video gaming license for a new Durbins location located at 18250 South Oak Park Ave. This is a DV liquor license, which allows for retail sale of alcoholic liquor on the premise. And the sales of alcohol must be made in conjunction with operation of a restaurant on the premise. This Durbins location will be similar to the current location in terms of menu. It will just operate on a bit of a smaller scale with about 8 dine-in tables, and it will also have a pickup window. The petitioner is here if there's any questions.
How you doing? Anything you'd like to add?
No, if there could be any questions.
Anyone from the,
Like she said, it's just gonna be on a smaller scale, we're gonna do, we need the pickup window and, is where the future is, especially, the COVID and everything.
can you come up to the microphone?
sure.
Thanks. Thanks, Donna.
My name is Tom McAuliffe, by the way. My family's owned Durbins. We've been here since 2008. in Tinley Park. So we wanted to open up this. We've been thinking about these Durbins Expresses for a while. My family also owns Darla's at 183rd Oak Park. We have a really good relationship with the landlord, so the spot came open next to it, and we thought that would be the perfect spot to put this Durbins Express. So that's why we're trying to do it. Be happy to answer any questions.
Anyone from the board have any questions?
I have
Go ahead, Diane.
Is there going to be liquor sales through the drive-through?
I hadn't considered that, but I don't think so. I think, that wasn't our intent. I think our intent was, just pick up the food, but,
Anna, can you address that?
Yeah, I was gonna say I can speak to that. So as of right now, that is not permitted, per the state or local ordinances. It may be subject to change with COVID. I know that the state is definitely looking at that, but if it does change, obviously, we'll be in contact with the board and businesses as to where to go from there, so.
Thanks, Hannah. Yeah, it's not a Dunkin' Donuts. Sorry, hold on,
Is
Mike.
there-
Were you done, Diane?
No, actually. Is this considered a gaming parlor then? Is this going to be required to follow, for the financials, for them to?
So the Class DV isn't necessarily identifiable as a video gaming cafe. It does still follow similar requirements, it will be in an enclosed area and whatnot, but it's not a video gaming cafe per se.
So their sales would have to be the percent to not be considered a gaming parlor? Their sales over the gaming revenue?
Technically, all of our places with liquor license, with video gaming, have that same requirement, if I'm correct. Is that?
Except for the gaming
Okay.
parlors, I think they're different.
I don't recall off the top of my head whether gaming parlors have an additional one, but I know I believe there is some type of, whatever the ratio is between food and gaming, but I think this is a different classification from the gaming parlor though. So it's not a gaming parlor, it's a new classification.
If I may, our intent is, our pickup and carryout business is a major part of our sales at Durbin's, and that's primarily what we're trying to put over there. And, we do have some dining tables, but, I think our sales, it's going to be, I think somewhat close to where we are now at Durbin's on 171st.
Yep. I like the pickup window idea. I like
Right.
that. I don't like the gaming.
I understand.
Trustee Mueller? do you have something?
In the seating area, is that going to be like a waitress, waiter, or is that?
No, it'll be more of a counter. We'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously, we'd be open to that, but I think it would be more like a counter. You'd have a number, kind of, you'd get a number as you place that order. We might bring it to you in that way, but it wouldn't be like a traditional sit-down restaurant. It'd be more like a, that kind of carry out, give you a number, we bring it to your table type thing, that maybe, Culver's does or something like that.
The liquor sales would be handled the same way?
Assuming that the people were 21, I mean, yeah.
Gotcha. All the questions I have.
Anyone else?
No, I think as far as the revenue shares, I assume the carryout would blow out the gaming anyway, so I assume that's the only thing that I like to clarify. I don't think it's an issue.
Thanks, yeah, I think it's a great idea. The drive-through, like, I think Trustee Brady touched on it the last meeting, and how a lot of other businesses have been doing it. Kimberly touched on it when she spoke as well. So I appreciate you guys just willing to stay in Tinley Park.
Oh, we love it here. The roots are deep.
Do I have a motion from,
I'll make that motion.
thank you, Bill. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Bill. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll? Thank you.
Thank you.
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
No.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. So you'll be on the agenda, the board meeting after this. Item number 5, discuss purchase and sale agreement, PSA for the property at 17368 68th Court. Who would like to take that one? Dave?
Yeah, thank you, Mayor Glatz. So as we continue to transform our downtown, building a new plaza, South Street, other developments, we continue to look at ways to improve and secure our future in the downtown. And we're looking to purchase a particular piece of property. Successful downtowns do to try to control their own destiny, and as we have in other areas. So on the agenda tonight is the purchase and sale agreement for the Beckstein property, which is located next to the trail, the railroad tracks, next to the public safety building. So we have been in discussions with them for the last couple months. We had actually initially approached this family about 6 years ago, and at that point they weren't interested in selling it. At this point, the family is looking to leave the business soon. There are some tax issues on the site which is driving how quickly we can do this. There's potential for the properties to be lost at tax sale in the next couple of weeks. So on the agenda tonight is a purchase agreement where we would be purchasing the property for $550,000. This would be using the funds from the downtown TIF. Also, on the next item, which John will go through, is we will have a 90-day due diligence period where we will do essentially testing for soil issues, tank removals on the site. And within that 90 days, we will have better determination as to the remediation, and that remediation will all come out of the purchase price. But at any point during that time frame, the village could cancel the deal for any reason. So the motion essentially that we're asking the board to have on the agenda tonight is to approve this, subject to final review by the attorneys and staff as we work to try to get this a deal consummated, which is still being negotiated with the property owners by May 17th. So that's just kind of the basic outline of what we're proposing.
Thanks, Dave. Any questions from the board?
Well, thank you, staff, for getting this together. This was a quick one, but I know you guys put a lot of hard work in. The contract reflects the best interest of the village and keeps us protected, so I appreciate all the hard work there.
I have a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Thanks. Trustee Mueller, have a second?
I'll second.
Thank you, Dennis. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 6. Discuss agreement with Midwest Environmental Consulting Services for the site investigation and underground storage tanks removal activities for the Beckstein Construction Company property at 173 68th Court. Dave, you want to take that one again?
Sure. Yeah, again, related to what I was just talking about, this is Public Works. Colby approached several environmental consulting firms working with our environmental attorney. They actually reviewed 3 proposals, Midwest Engineering, Robinson, and True North Consultant. Their recommendation is to accept Midwest Environmental Consulting at a cost of $84,194. And again, this will involve doing testing on the site, tank and soil removal. We won't know the full extent of the soil removal till we do the testing. So really, after tonight, we will authorize the first phases of this, which is to do the testing. But our engineer and our environmental attorney reviewed the 3 proposals thoroughly and felt that this was the most thorough and best proposal out of the 3.
Thanks, Dave. Any questions from the board? Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan.
Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 7, discuss establishment of an advisory commission on labor and development. I'll take this one, Dave. So this is this would be a resolution to create a labor development advisory commission, which would be non-binding. It's for the purpose of structuring sound labor policies for public work construction, commercial development that protect our local workers, contractors, to taxpayers, while supporting fair contracting in the village of Tinley Park. The commission will make its findings and recommendation to the president and board of trustees, as well as other governmental agencies, upon direction of the corporate authorities. So this would be just like any of the commissions, it would be a recommending body. Have any questions? Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion.
Thank you. Do you have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, Dennis. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Thank you. Motion carries. Item number 8, discuss administrative hearing officer appointment. Dave, do you want to take that?
Sure. So on the agenda is a proposal from Kleinthorpe and Jenkins to be our administrative hearing officer. The firm, I think many of you are familiar with, they used to be our village attorney, very qualified firm. They would be replacing Montana and Welsh, who are our current hearing officers, at the same rates for both partners as well as the paralegals, and this would become effective on June 1st, just to allow us a period of time for transition. So, and again, this is for our local hearing that we do at the police department. So this is the person that essentially makes those decisions on local adjudication matters.
Thanks, Dave. Anyone from the board have any questions?
Nope.
We have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
A second?
I'll second it.
Thank you, guys. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. Item number 9, discuss special counsel appointment. Dave, can you take that one?
Sure. So the Delgado Law Group, some of you may be familiar with, they've done some work for us with ethics cases. We're proposing hiring them for primarily land use, planning, other litigation. And again, this would not be essentially in addition to our legal fees. It would be something where we would use them where we might use another attorney. And so we're simply at this point looking for the board to authorize this to go ahead and allow us to use them for future cases in this area. And their rates, again, are $195 per hour for partners, $175 for associates, and $95 per hour for paralegals.
Thanks, Dave. Any questions from the board?
Question. Can we ask that they bill us in a way that we can track it back? One of the things I've been trying to work on is tracking back our spending to the cases we have going or the project we have going. They was concerned that maybe all the legal firms don't bill out in a manner that we could do that. Can we make sure that when we start working with them, we can have that billing in a way that is helpful for us to be able to track it back?
Everything is, where's Brad? Oh, sorry, I didn't see you, but correct me if I'm wrong, but everything is tracked, and you and your staff go through everything before you approve them, and actually, I think the village manager as well, correct?
Correct. The manager, we do the allocations and the manager signs off as well, and there's several other departments that will review detail as to if there's things that need to be rebuilt and so forth.
Yeah, so you are doing all those things that were mentioned? Okay, thank you.
Again, as a finance chair, I would like to be able to review that kind of information as in a whole, in the big picture, to be able, and as all the board, I would hope want to, We're spending over $1 million almost a year in different kinds of legal costs. We should be able to track it and be able to understand a breakdown. Something I'm used to doing in a global manner at my company. I think it's important that we understand that. I understand that they're tracking and reviewing that. But as a board, I think we should also be seeing that kind of reporting. It's something that was done in the past. And I think we should do that.
Most of the legal bills, I think, are from a vexatious litigant. So, but I think Andrew and Brad and Dave, I'm pretty sure that they're going through all the bills and they're
Right.
just not signing
I
off
think
on
what
stuff.
Trustee Galante is talking about is tracking these per case, which we have not done in the past. We have not tracked it by case. We've tracked it by litigation. As we discussed this afternoon, we track it by, you get a spreadsheet that has an update in the case, but we do not track it by case. If there's something that's, you know, a development issue, and Brad, correct me if I'm wrong, if it's billed to a TIF, you know, we're gonna have information on what it is, but we don't typically track every single case by cost. We can certainly get that information on a particular case, but we don't do it by case.
And that's something I've been asking for quite some time, to get that information so that we know if a case, or not even a case, a project, whatever it is, if it's a $6,000 case that we're not spending $100,000 fighting it, it would be, you know, a disservice to the taxpayers to do that. That's what I'm trying to get to. And I'm asking that when we bring in new legal firms, if they're billing, if they're not willing to give us that detail of breakdown, that we just make sure up front that they understand what we want.
Pat, you can speak to that. It sounds like you're saying our legal firm that we have now isn't giving you
No, that's not what I said at all.
breakdowns of the legal, of the
Oh, well, I
bills?
did ask Dave, and he said he didn't know that we could ask them to do that, unless I misunderstood you.
We
this
have the
afternoon.
ability, if you want information, and we've done this in the past, as I explained, if there's a particular case, we can figure out, okay, here's how much we've spent. We don't take the bill from the attorney and say, you know, here's $2,000 spent this month on this case, and then put it in the spreadsheet. We've never done that. I've never done that anywhere in my entire career. But again, this is a policy decision. We could do that. It would be a heck of a lot of work.
And as I
Tremendous
mentioned,
amount
I'd be
of work.
happy to come in and, I mean, we do this at a global level at my company. I would be happy to help try to find a simpler way to do that. It shouldn't take that much. It's, how would we know, if we can't tell a case how much we've already spent, that we shouldn't stop a fight for something that's getting 10 times the amount of, that we're spending fighting something and when it should be settled?
And again, as I said, we can get that information. If the board has interest, I will tell you, when we went through this on the Buckeye case, it was a regular thing that we reported to the board. So if there's particular cases the board wants information on, we just need direction.
Brad or Andrew, is there anything you want to add to this, or no?
No, we can talk about it outside of the meeting. And I think there could be some solutions as to how we can get there.
Do we have a motion from?
Obviously, we want to make this as easy as possible.
Right.
We don't want to belabor
Sure, it should be.
Staff.
It's an easy thing to do.
hours, the allocations that needs to be spent on other things, so.
Understood. Do we have a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Do we have a second?
A second.
Thanks, Colleen. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 10, receive comments from the public. I'd like to address the committee of the whole. Let the record reflect there are none. Deputy Clerk, are there anyone that emailed or dropped them in the box?
No calls or no Dropbox.
Okay, thank you. Do we have can I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second it?
Thank you. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll?
Motion to adjourn. Trustee Brady.
Yes.
Trustee Brennan.
Yes.
Trustee Galante.
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney.
Yes.
Trustee Mueller.
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan. Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you. We are adjourned at 7:21 PM.